of the elite players in the entire world, Kanak Jha. And Kanak, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us here on our Pong Positive interview series.
Oh, of course. Happy to be here.
Well, it's good to have you back in the States. It's not quite the circumstances that I think either of us would want to get you back into the United States, but we're glad you're here in America, safe and sound.
Yeah, of course. Right now, I mean, I guess safety is most important. Of course, we'd like to be training and practicing, but safety is, of course, most important right now.
Well, anybody that knows you, Kanak, knows how important training, practicing, and preparing for events is. It's got to be difficult for a person of your mindset to be kind of saying, okay, you gotta shelter in place and be in one spot. What are you doing right now to stay in the best condition that you can?
Yeah, it was been challenging. Not gonna lie, it's big change for me. I'm used to training all the time. I love practicing and love playing. So now to not be able to play, it's been tough for me. Um, I'm just trying to stay mentally and physically fit. Trying to do some more physical, trying to always challenge myself every day. I also have a table in my home. I'm lucky enough in my garage, and we have a robot. So I'm playing with that also a little bit every day, just to keep the mind fresh, keep the body fresh, and not get too down or thinking too much about the negatives.
Well, I know I've had the opportunity to hit around with your dad a bit, so maybe your dad's out there. Arun's giving you a little bit of run around there, although I'm not sure that the old man can keep up with the kid anymore in that regard. But I'm sure you guys are having fun.
Yeah, he's actually the robot expert, I'd say, of the house. So he's managing the robot settings and stuff, so
Yeah,
it's pretty
yeah, he
cool
can take care
actually.
of that robot, that's for sure. Hey,
Yeah.
with respect to keeping yourself mentally sharp, I'm imagining contact with your coaches and making sure that they're doing what they can so that when play does resume, that you'll be ready to kick right back into gear and get ready for what has been really to continue what has been an excellent run for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously my main coach is Jorg Bitsugayo. We work very closely together, and yes, right now we're in contact every day. We're discussing always first about my game and stuff to improve. I think maybe one of the benefits right now is, although I cannot play and train, I got a lot of time to reflect and look back on how I've been playing throughout the year, seeing a lot of small details about my technique and improvement that I can work on for the future that otherwise normally I don't have time for. So this is one thing we're really focusing in on, and we're in really close contact and just hoping to get back as soon as possible.
Well, you talk about your play this year, and obviously you've had some good results, including getting to the round of 32 in the German Open, which is a really significant jump. You beat some very good players to get to the round of 32. So obviously, Kanak, your game has been very good in 2020 thus far.
Yeah, it's been a good year for me, I'd say. Especially, I think now this is my second year in the men's table tennis. I'm when I'm out of juniors, so it's also now I finished my first season in the Bundesliga, which was really a great experience for me. I mean, in the Bundesliga, it's the strongest league I would say in Europe. Some of the best players in the world, so it was a great learning experience for me to play this league, and I think also it really helped me improve my game, and I learned a lot from it. And I think now my results are starting to show. Um, I've also, I would say, from the beginning this year, I've trained really hard. I put in a lot of effort, a lot of time. So I'm happy that the results have shown so far, and it's given me a lot of confidence. And now I just hope to keep going forward and keep improving.
Kanak, you talk about playing in the Bundesliga there in Germany, and obviously one of the things that I love about it, I come from a team sport, and it really is a team sport. Even though you're performing as an individual, you could see I've had the opportunity to watch Bundesliga's match, and the players themselves really do pull for each other. They cheer for each other. It really does have a great team atmosphere, and I'm imagining as a table tennis player, that's got to be a lot of fun to play in that atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely. I think, say most tennis players, team event is something really special because throughout most of the competitions you're alone, you're competing for yourself. So when you're playing for a team, and especially in the Bundesliga, when you're playing for your club throughout the whole season, so many matches, you become really close to your teammates, and it's a really fun environment to be in. And yeah, it was really nice to be part of a team. I think our team has been very close this season, and it's a really nice experience both on and off the table, I'd say, because you make a lot of friends and a lot of relationships, and you can compete matches together, and you're playing for something bigger than yourself. So it's really, I would say, a unique experience in table tennis when you get to play at a high level in team events.
You're on another team as well. It's obviously very important. That's Team USA. You're going back. You've been an Olympian, and you're going back again in now what'll be 2021 when the Olympics are held in Tokyo. Next year has been postponed for a year. I know that's got to be a little bit disappointing for you in knowing your competitive fire that it's put off for a year. But you're such a young guy. You're only 19. That it really, if nothing else, it gives you another really full year to prepare and get ready to be at your best for the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't so surprised when they had to postpone the Olympics because at this point, when I heard the news, it was already the virus has been really bad now in the world. A lot of people have been affected by it. So it was tough for me because I've been preparing for this mentally for this whole year. This was the big event of the year. But in terms of changing the date, I would say actually for me personally, it's quite good because, yeah, like I said, I'm a young player and I expect to improve every year and to have some more time to prepare for the Olympics. I would say for me personally, it's quite good actually.
Well, you've been an Olympian. You in 2016 in Rio, you went down. You were the youngest player on Team USA. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're the first. You were the first person born in the year 2000 or later to actually be an Olympian. Had to be a lot of fun going down there to Rio as a 16-year-old and getting the opportunity to see all of these great players and to enjoy the spectacle of the Olympics.
Yeah, it was just looking back on it now, I can just say it was really really great experience for me and really new experience for me. In terms of, I think when I first qualified, I didn't really realize what it meant to be Olympian, and it all came kind of as a big hit to me, especially with all the other aspects regarding the Olympics, with the media, saying the village, all the other commitments you're making outside the table, and that was really a new experience for me, and it was a great experience, and it definitely gave me a lot of things to see moving forward. Now I'm obviously a lot older and I know how it is, so I'm really happy I could manage to compete there, and I think it gives me a bit of an advantage over perhaps some of the other players my age that I've had this experience in the past.
Well, it certainly paid off in the Youth Olympics there in Buenos Aires, where you became the first American to actually win a medal at one of the Olympic events. And obviously showing against persons in your age group that you're one of the premier players. Not that that's a surprise to anybody, but it's good to reinforce that positive feeling that when you are thrown into the international realm of persons who are at the same developmental stage that you are, that you're one of the top players in the world.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Youth Olympics was definitely a massive confidence booster for me, and definitely the biggest achievement I'd say in my career so far. It was, of course, the best youth players around the entire world competing together, and for me to manage to take a bronze medal there was really inspiring for me to keep going. And I think I had a lot of experience going in compared to the other young players, like I said, because I managed to compete in the Rio Olympics. I think that definitely gave me an edge. So that was a great experience, and now I think now I've taken my game also to a new level from the youth. So I just hope to keep going and one day hopefully even medal in the seniors.
Mark Thompson here with Kanak Jha. We're in our Pong Positive interview series. In Kanak, I've had the real pleasure and opportunity to watch you play on a number of occasions, whether it was the U.S. Nationals, U.S. Open, and in other circumstances as well. And one of the things that has stood out to me, and I come from the hockey world, we always talk about the great players, they play better when the game gets harder. And that is something that I have seen in your game time and time again, is when the momentum is shifted against you, that you're actually at your best when it looks like all the cards have you down. And to me, that's the sign of a true champion, is the capacity to deal with that adversity and come back and have success.
Yeah, one of the things I'd say I pride myself on the most is actually managing to bring my best level in the highest stages. Um, I think for me, just personally, I really enjoy playing on the biggest stages, and I have also a lot of experience in which I'm lucky. But yeah, that's one of the things I most pride myself on, and it's really for me. I've trained in a lot of hours. I put in a lot of work. So when I get to these big stages, for me, I know how much I put in to get there, and that really gives me so much motivation during the match. And I think that's why so far in the past, I managed to always bring my best level to the big stage.
And we talk about those circumstances where momentum turns against you. And it looks like, from just observing you from afar and, not actually, having the opportunity to speak with you in those moments, it really does look like you're one of those players that can dig down and find another gear when things aren't as going as well as you'd like, and all of a sudden be able to bring it back, turn the momentum in your favor, and end up on the right side of the ledger.
Yeah, I think it just comes down for me personally. I think I'm quite strong mentally when I play, and of course, table tennis is a very mental sport. And yeah, I had a few comebacks now in some big matches, but I think the most important is always just to stay focused and keep the mind fresh. I think it's really easy during the matches to get down, especially when you're losing, to start feeling a bit negative or not
Mm.
feeling so confident. But for me, I'm always just trying to stay up, stay positive, especially during the match when things aren't going well. And so far in the past, I managed to turn things around a few times. So yeah, it's definitely I think my mental game has been quite strong, and this is one of my biggest strengths in the match.
Well, where I've seen that firsthand certainly has been at U.S. Nationals. You're the four-time reigning champion of the U.S. National Tournament, table tennis tournament, and of course, you're the only American to win the event four consecutive times. It's scheduled for July in at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. Just the way the circumstances are playing out, there's probably some likelihood that it's going to be postponed as well, perhaps even to December of 2020. I'd love to get you on tape committing to playing to win five in a row here, Kanak. I know you probably can't do that, but I want you to know everybody in America is hoping that you can make it back to nationals in 2020, whenever it's held, to make it a five-peat.
I can't promise any commitments now, Mark, but for me, I always love to play the U.S. Nationals. I mean, it's a really, I don't know how to describe it really, but it's a really special event for me because I've been playing the U.S. Nationals since I was, I think, 6 or 7 years old. So for me, it's kind of like a tradition to play it every year. And of course, I would love to go and defend my title, but I'll have to see with my schedule and also with my coach what we have planned if it's possible to play this year. But if I can, I would really look forward to going there and trying to compete for my fifth title.
Well, whatever you've got planned, Kanak, we're all wishing you the best. We love watching you play, love watching your competitive fire, just your love of the sport. You talked about your desire to even just practice. That's something that's really stood out with you. I want to thank you for taking this time to speak with us on the Pong Positive interview series. Want to wish you the best. Want you and your family to stay safe and get ready for what it should be a good part of 2020 when we get back to action.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mark. I'd like to say also thank you to all the people there supporting me. It really means a lot, especially when I think sometimes I'm a bit isolated from the other table tennis players in USA and the people playing and supporting because I'm in Europe. But it's always so great when I hear all these people supporting me, and I hope everybody can stay safe during this tough time and keep the head up.
Kanak, thank you very much. Have a great day and wish you the best, obviously.
Thank you, Mark.
Take care.
Take care.